Good day, citizens. It is 6:40 a.m. Um, I'm re-recording my voice here. I was doing the Sandbox here playtest for the Playboy 69th anniversary event, and for whatever reason, my mic didn't catch on. But what you're seeing here is we're loading into the Sandbox. I'm using my Rabbitar uh avatar that I got with my NFT that is tied to Playboy. Now the NFT gives you access to the Playboy archives. It gives you access to this to like an avatar skin in the Sandbox, like you're seeing my guy with the blue pants and black shirt. It also enabled you to get sometimes discounts on clothing. It gives you access to like events when they have them. But I'm adjusting the settings here. If you haven't seen Sandbox, I minted some Sandbox land, I want to say a year and a half ago. It was a good investment. I flipped it because personally I'm not building, and I hate when people buy land and like they just sit on it forever and never build. I think that's a real waste and sad. But while I'm getting my settings done here, if you guys KYC with the Sandbox, depending on where you live, you can do some of these events and you have chances to win free NFTs and free coins. I think Playboy is giving away up to 100,000 sand. So when you complete these quests, and you'll see this little yellow icon here on top of this guy's head, you come up, you press, you hit E, and they'll have these quests in the game. And when you complete them all, it puts you into the, pool for those rewards. And you can see it's also really helpful when you initiate these quests. It props up on the right hand side, and they highlight the items you need. Later on, you're going to see me struggle to find this one place to drop down. So not everything's as simple as you might think it to be, but it's to get you to explore the land and play the game. And it's really cool to see these companies do this. They're giving back to their communities. It's just fun. It's hosting events, and it's a different form of advertising, I guess. But at the same time, man, it's like they get to interact with their fan base from the people at home. You don't have to go to concerts or. Well, let me rephrase that, because you can actually have concerts in the metaverse, but you get what I'm saying? You don't have to travel somewhere. So those with disabilities, or maybe those who don't have the money to travel, or maybe those who are different parts around the world that can't make events, it gives us a place to come together and enjoy things and experiences as a collective. But yeah, I think we're going to see a lot more of this. I've always said that. I know I don't make videos all the time on my channel here, but I'm a firm believer that the metaverse will be very huge. Not just Sandbox and talking maybe Decentraland or I think Exile's coming out, Pavia, the Blocktopia. There's so many of them. There's new one every day. It's just when we can finally find maybe one that pulls, or other side for the Bored Apes, when we can figure out how to make these seamless, maybe VR and jump experience to experience, man, that's going to be wild. Everyone says think Ready Player One. I think we're years away from that, but that's what I really want to see. Yeah, so I'm talking, but you can see here that these NPCs have prompts, and it's been thought out, There's a little bit of a story here. And when I first bought the Rabbitar NFT, I'm not trying to throw shade, but it's like the team, maybe the team had plans, but they totally sucked on communication. There was a Christmas event, and they told people the day of, or just a couple hours of the day prior, and it's people logged in, they missed it, they were mad. People were getting airdropped NFTs. They had people that was first time NFT buyers buying with credit cards who didn't understand wallets and the different chains and stuff. And they were a little confused because in Decentraland, your wearables are on the Polygon network. They have layer 1 wearables, but they don't do that no more. So it's on Polygon-matic. And people were just all sketched out because they didn't know how to add it to their MetaMask, this and that. And the price is kind of tanked because they didn't advertise utility with the NFT, like, you know. But I think I'm gonna take a quick look up here while you're watching the quest take place, and I'll tell you what they're at right now. Let's go here. Now, I don't think anybody knew that they were gonna make the avatars for the Sandbox, but it's cool that they did that. So right now I'm looking at Opensea, and it seems like the floor is 0.11 and a half. When these minted, I think it was like 0.30, like 0.30 ETH or somewhere around there. It was a decent price, or maybe like 0.20 or 30s. It was in that range. But you have different color hairs, you know, Rabbitars. You got blue, white, brown, black. You know what I mean? Different backgrounds: orange, blue, yellow. Some got swirls. Some got like leaves, and then some of the Rabbitars have spots and stripes, and some of them have like a flower painting. And they hold various things from like cocktails, rakes, shovels, life protector thing that you see people throw in the ocean, batteries, so like, in a microphone, of course, magazines. Like there's tons of different options for the Rabbitars. So if you want to get yourself one, you know, just for being a part of the culture, why not? I like this part of the quest here. They kind of like give you some multiple choice options. Thought that was pretty neat. It's like a little initiation thing. I was thoroughly impressed with this. Like, I had a feeling Sandbox would be cool. It's bigger lands per NFT parcel that you own, and it's like, to see what you can do with 2 plots here is amazing. The Decentraland is really limited, and I spend a lot of time in Decentraland. You guys see this in my videos. It's like, pick your graphic style. Nobody's got that like top end Unreal Engine yet, but I'm sure that's going to come. And when that does, or some AAA title, or maybe it'll be the clones with their own cyber stuff, they'll figure out how to make galleries and a hosting of videos and music more easy on chain. But yeah, they had different options you could choose from. I will say that they have gave back to the community. There was when you had your Rabbitar here, they allowed you to get like 50% off on the website one time for merchandise, and then they did a free backpack for every NFT holder, which came with a Playboy backpack and some patches. So that was pretty neat. Good stuff there on their end. And like I said, you get access to the archives and some of the website content for free. Well, it's not, I mean, not free, but because you own the NFT, it comes included. Yeah, this is kind of a long video, but you can see they really thought this out. There's lots to do. It highlights the different NPCs. I kind of wish in Sandbox the NPCs that you did have to talk to, their names kind of would stay by them or above them, but I guess maybe that's to get around confusion. Like, because you see the player names. You see the player names above players sometimes, so maybe that's why. But I think they could easily get around that by putting a border or something around the NPC's names. But I guess if you own that asset, you can put it on your land, and it might have a different name in somebody else's world. But that's splitting hairs here. Other things that are going on, just to talk shop while if you're watching this, it's not kind of related to the Sandbox, but there's lots of talk about what's going to go on with the economies, and like a lot of people think we're almost at the bottom, or well, there's a lot of people that are pulling money out of crypto. Excuse me, it's still morning here for me. People are worried about Binance pulling in FTX. It's always been my philosophy never to keep all your key coins on a exchange. We used to say this back in the day: not your keys, not your crypto. That still applies. I think it's okay to leave some money on the exchange though. Like if you're staking or doing something that's just overly complicated, and maybe you don't trust the wallets that are made for it, which sounds ridiculous, but there's definitely been times where wallets have failed in the past for chains, and like it's been a headache. And it was just easier to leave it on the exchange because the exchange was able to deal with the people faster to fix things. A lot of talk about the SEC crackdown. I don't know. I got a video maybe 6 months ago where I said that was coming. Excuse me. Even if it does, and regulation does come down pretty hard, I still think there's great opportunities out there. I actually think, and I hate to say this, but some regulation will be good. I'm tired of seeing new people get scammed and robbed, and I really think people should be held accountable. One of the things that I learned through the last cycle with NFTs is, dude, don't get caught up in the hype. I've minted so many NFTs that it would have been better just to hold the crypto. Now, there's these Rabbitars, they're cool, right? They got utility now. I get my little avatar in the game, access to clubs and all, but like, unless you really, really want something, I don't advise jumping into NFTs unless you're playing on the build, or like if you're pretty confident you can make a profit, or if something you really want to support. I look at like buying art is the best way. If playing the degen game of trying to flip NFTs for profit can really get you wrecked. I got burned multiple times. Everyone's always saying, "Oh, it will never happen to me." Trust me, dude, it's gonna happen to you, because there's a lot of shitty people out here in this space to take advantage of people, and a lot of unprofessional people that don't follow through. This part of the quest, I was kind of struggling to find out where to go. So if you ever do come to this build, there's this. If you're looking, it's actually to the left behind where I'm at. There's actually a tunnel you have to drop into to get to the second part of the island, and I really wish they would have had a sign. I have been playing a little bit on my own time, and people are really struggling to figure out how to get across here. And all you really have to do is, on the other side of this boat, there's a hole you have to jump down. And as dumb as it sounds, like, it took me for like a good 5 minutes to figure that out, if not more. Like, but that's part of the exploring and experience. So you're gonna see me acting like an idiot here, running around for a little bit, trying to figure out how to get down certain spots and like get across. There's also a point later on in the video where I disconnect and reconnect. So on the website, if that ever happens to you, you can see how many things you have accomplished. It'll say like, if there's 15 things for the event that you have to do, it'll say like 9, 10, or 15 out of 15, wherever you get. And you can see where that guy just jumped down on the left hand side. I think I saw him, and then I was like, that's where to go. But like, or maybe not. Oh, maybe I'm being an idiot again. Yeah, there, I'm being an idiot again. I literally just saw that guy jump in there, but it is what it is. If for some reason the quests reset on you, you can run through them real quick and pick up where you left off and complete all those objectives. I think I actually asked people for help here, but then I ended up figuring it out, and that's why I was kind of spending some of my own time helping people. So just like every other game, you have the chat box here, and you can see it goes above your head in the chat bubble. That's when I kind of think I noticed it in the water there. The water was a little different. So, yep, there you go. I figured it out. People were really struggling. And that just to the left here is a future, I guess, another build or an expansion onto the build they have that will be coming. I was really impressed with this though. You can see the Care Bear there. People have Care Bear NFTs, Smurf NFTs. So I think this is where I tell people that there's a hidden cove that they can figure out to jump down into. Let's see. A lot of these events they have where you can earn coins, it comes with a lot of like education about some of the brand's history, which I think is pretty cool too. When I did the Forbes ones, it was giving facts about Forbes and like Forbes' creation, its creators, its article publishers, some of the things that Forbes has given away. I mean, big money people bragging about giving things to other people with big money and not that impressive, but like it was talking about his Harleys and his cars, which if you're a car head or a Harley head, you might like that. I was also struggling to figure out how to get down here, but eventually I figured out there's another pathway. So like I was making it overly complicated, and it's really not that complicated. Like you're thinking for hidden realms and stuff, but it's not that bad. Like this little cove is a little bit hidden, but yeah. But like nah, it's neat to later on in this quest they actually talk about like the first playmate, the first black playmate, all that stuff, and it's just cool information to see that they're putting their brand histories in this environment as well and educating people. So outside of the partying, the getting together with the community, you're actually getting a little bit of an education about the brand. Why does that matter? I don't know, man. That's up to you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all what you make of it. And you can see here, of course, there's advertisements. I thought this was really neat. This little sauna area. I'm a huge fan of saunas and like spas. So that was really cool. There's another part of this that's really funny, and I think it doesn't come until later on, but they call these little characters femlins, and it's a little hilarious because it's one they're little sprites, but like it just the one NPC explains that it's like gremlin and female or something mixed together, and it's like I don't know, like that just was hilarious. Like I don't see little dudes though, but I imagine like that could be a thing for somebody else at some point. Which I'm always a fan of like the chibi style. One of the things that greatly disappoints me about Decentraland is there is no chibis. Like, and there's one of the femlins right there, and you can see they're kind of a tinier sprite. Not having chibis in your world, I think, is a huge miss. Like, I like it when you have game environments where you have giants and chibis and like different creatures, animals, but you know, the Sandbox, you can definitely do that with different avatars. Here I'm talking to Blondish, and you got to go find her friends to get the party started. Which is really cool about this part of the quest is when you complete this, if you guys are listening to the audio here, it actually changes the music of the scene and starts the band playing. So when you trip that flag, that was really cool to me. And you can see here, you can talk to the NPCs. So many names though. So like, unless you got a really big brain, I don't think you're gonna remember all these NPC names. I never played the alpha for the first couple alphas here. I just don't have time, to be honest. Like, between work on and off and doing other things, like I really struggle to make videos sometimes, make content. But I want to get this one out here and show this, at least for historical reference, to see like the builds and stuff, and like have this documented, because from those initial land sales of like 0.20 ETH back in the day, which was like maybe $500 to $1,000, and or like 500, if that. So I think I got a couple of my land parcels for like 300, and I was able to flip those for like almost $4,000 or more later on when they peaked. It's amazing to me. And if you want to build a world like this with these assets, like you can do that. Like, yeah, you can do it in Minecraft right now and like other stuff too, but it's not, crypto isn't exactly the same. Like, you own this, you would own the assets, and like you can share this with thousands of people. Why would that be different than Minecraft, you might say? Well, I look at these games and everyone makes the argument, well, it's like it's a money Ponzi scheme. You don't intellectually own your property, and that's a whole debate. I know people get mad about it, and people say, well, the graphics on these things suck. It's only a matter of time, buddy. I don't know what to tell you. If you're hating on the graphics, we're already, I would say we're past SNES level. We might be at, what would you say, I don't know, early PlayStation. I mean, Minecraft's on PC. This is pretty much the dang same art style. Don't be deceived in thinking that VR and Unreal Engine 5 or above won't be in these metaverses. It's coming, and I don't know if it'll be a AAA studio, it'll be a big name like Samsung teaming up with ZeniMax, or if some of these conglomerates end up working together. It's gonna, I think it's gonna take off by like wildfire. Supposed to say not financial advice, blah 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 blah, whatever. I'm a huge fan of Gala. Shout out to Zeta if he ever comes here, but I think what Gala's doing is impressive. Working and collaborating and making partnerships with people like Epic Games and DreamWorks. It's a big brain. I think where a lot of these people also screw up though is they get big names to promote these games too early. And Raptor played a game called Grit, and Grit it's still pre-alpha. And you have to understand, like, pre-alpha has lots of bugs. It's not perfect. The servers, they load test the servers during pre-alpha. It's just not a pleasant experience, right? And I think some of these companies really mess up by having these huge streamers advertise this stuff. And the streamers get frustrated, and it's understandable, right? Because you're putting your time, you're putting your out there for your audience, and it can really make your project look bad. So I think they really have to watch out for that, or they need to start paying more attention to that. Decentralands did it too with I think the Snapple. They were paying these people to advertise their brand, and they just totally shit all over the events that they built. And there's real people and real teams that spend hours and time behind this. And I'm not saying don't make it like everybody deserves a trophy, whatever, but like, they're doing the best with the technology they got. And when you slap them down over the petty stuff, like, you're not even giving it a shot. It just makes you a hater. And I come from a generation where not where there's like greasers and socials like Grease the movie, you know, but like you had your nerds, you had your like your otakus, your anime fans, right? And you had your jocks. Like, you had these cliques, and it's like, it's amazing to me to see how many people actually like anime today, and like, we're closet anime fans. It's like, don't be that fucking prick, bro. Like, don't be that asshole that's hating on a new technology just because you don't have the money to be involved with it, or you don't understand it. Take the time, understand it, and get involved, or like, just leave it alone. There's no need for all that hate. NFT bros sometimes hate on other people too. Don't do that shit, man. Like, try to help everybody out, like, educate people. And it's also because of, like I said, with the lack of regulation, that people get burned and they lose a lot of money and they get pissed. You have to take security very serious in crypto, and it's your money and it's your responsibility and it's your accountability. There is no real middleman holding your assets, like a credit card, or someone like scams you. Like, you can go to your credit lender and like get reimbursed and stuff. And here you can see we crash. That happens sometimes. I mean, no big deal. You just load back in. If this does happen to you in an event and you're like, let's say like 9 out of 10 or something, you might have to pick up where you left off and complete it. Or you might, I hate to say this, but you might have to start all the way over. If that happens, it sucks, but it's usually, you can usually get these done in 30 minutes. So like, if you have to restart, just run through everything without reading it the second time, you know what I mean? It's going to take you a lot less time. Any other points to really cover that I'm thinking about while I'm actually making a video? I don't know, man. It's just neat to see how far this stuff has come. It's neat to see how big these parcels are. It's neat to see people like Playboy, Forbes, the World Cup teams coming into this stuff. We had McCormick in Decentraland, Jose Cuervo, of course Playboy was there before too. There's so many brands, just falling off the top of my head right now while I'm trying to think about it, because it's just so early, and even though I slept, I'm still tired. Yeah, went to see the Avatar movie. If you guys are hyped about that, definitely go see it in 3D. Big cool seeing the visuals on that, but that's real world. A lot of these games have pain in the ass settings for my screen. So I have I believe it's a 42 or 43 inch Samsung monitor. If you don't know, Samsung is in Decentraland. So that when I see these brands come in and they're like giving back to like crypto and the metaverse and building, I try to support them. So I have this big monitor, and it's really a pain in the ass to optimize it for these games sometimes, and for especially for recording, because when you first log in, it takes up the whole monitor, and I can't get my software. I got like the alt tab don't always work, so I gotta hit the like Microsoft thing and bring up the bottom bar and try to figure shit out. I think one of the tricks to it, if you do have a big monitor, they say to use the 1920 something setting, and then it'll like condense it to the center of your screen, hopefully, and that makes it a little bit easier. But it's still a struggle with every new game or freaking crypto metaverse that I try out. Also, I had the experience to test out Pavia. Pavia was looking really good. Super excited about that. TCG World, I'll do a video on that later on. Catching some sprites. I don't know what's up with that. I like what they're doing. There's all these companies are steadily building. It's just like lackluster for some of them. Not saying they're like falling off. Maybe they are falling off, but like it's definitely interesting to see in this bear market how the prices affect not just momentum but people's attitudes. And like I've been here before, so for me it's like I still believe in a lot of this stuff, but if you're new, if this is like your first wave, I can definitely see how it's like very daunting or like depressing. And it's the same thing with NFTs. Like a lot of things have crashed, a lot of things like they're just, the teams aren't doing shit, they rugged, they're gone. But the teams that are still building, like I think there's going to be, if you get into the right ones, you're going to come out like a champion in the next bull run. Now, would I say go into NFTs? No. Like I said in the start of this video, it's probably better to buy coins, do your research on coins, but there is still money to be made. Just be careful. Make sure you're not spending more than you can afford to lose. And buy things you really like. Things you really like. I think you enjoy. Because that way, if it does rug or goes belly up, you have the art that you enjoy, right? You have that. You own that art. You... More than that, like, you're going to have less regret and resentment if you do lose money on that. That's a big thing. Like... And supporting certain people that do make stuff, you can look at it from that angle too. It's like you're giving money. If you know the artist, you know their artwork, or you know the company and you believe in the company all around, you're actually putting it into things that you believe in. Don't just FOMO into shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't be that person. But the video is ending here soon. I think I got another minute and a half left. I hope you're enjoying this. I hope it's been educational, and I hope to make more videos and try to do more education. It's just get caught up in stuff. If you guys got questions, you can leave them in a video. I will leave all the links, just like I always do. And if you want to explore this, you should definitely jump in. You have to download a launcher, but it's not that big. It doesn't take that long, and this should run pretty smooth for you because I don't think it's that graphically intensive. If you have, if you want to actually earn these coins for these events, I'm totally confident in KYCing with the Sandbox team. Don't feel bad at all about that. Earn yourself some free coins, earn yourself some free NFTs, you know. Explore these little worlds, have some fun. Not everything takes a lot of money, you know. Everyone likes to think it does, but you don't have to pay for everything in crypto. There's a lot of free experiences you can enjoy as well. So sometimes your money goes to making good experiences for other people. But I hope you all stay blessed. Y'all have a good one, and I'm just gonna let the rest of the video play out here, and I will catch you all next time. Peace.